Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here out once again at the Vibes Event Center, and tonight, as we end out our work for 2025, what a very, very special interview we're going to deliver to you right now. Yes, brings me great pleasure to welcome a man who I've been a fan of. Geez, I can't even imagine how long ago I began listening to his voice and loving it. Yes, Thrash legend, one of the most distinctive voices in all of metal. The man, Sean Killian, is finally on Rob's MetalWorks. Welcome, sir.
Thanks, Rob. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, man. Look at me. I'm like fucking giddy. I'm like, fuck. This is so cool. Like, you know, so when I got the news, when I read the news that Municipal Waste is out and Vio-lence is in, I was like, fuck. Oh yeah, Toxic. I was like, fuck yeah. I was so fucking happy. I was like, man, this tour just got way better. How the fuck, so whatever happened, you guys jumped in. How did you guys feel about that opportunity?
Great. I mean, I got contacted by my manager saying, hey, we have this opportunity because this Toxic Holocaust guy, he broke his hand, and Death Angel needs the support. And they're asking, they're reaching out to us to do it. And I was like, well, shit, it's Death Angel, let's, of course. And so we, have agents and stuff. They worked out the numbers. And, and then I had to get the band to go reserved. We only had 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I contacted my merch guy. We made merch for the tour.
Just
one black and white shirt with the dates on it.
Hey.
Yeah,
and
we got it all set up, and here we are.
Wow, that's so cool, man, that you guys were able to take advantage of an opportunity like that, because, I think there's certain markets in the U.S. that have yet to kind of experience the return of Vio-lence. And, as I was getting prepared for today, this morning, I was like, I'm just so happy that I get to chat with this dude because... and thank the Universal Power, because, I know that you had kind of been dealing with some personal issues physically, and it seems like Sean Killian is back and kind of stronger than ever. How are you doing, man? You look fucking good and strong to me.
I'm doing great,
Yeah?
The voice is doing great, I actually, playing live today, I feel a lot more in control of my voice than I did back when I was younger. It's a lot more mature. And yeah, so it's and it's a short set. We have 40 minutes, so we cram as many songs in, and I don't talk between songs, because if I do, that takes up time. The fans can hear the songs that we have on the set.
I follow you on social media too, and it seems like you stay busy. You have I think you have your partner with you, and you're doing things, and life seems to be really good, as all of us have gotten a little older, still doing the metal thing and still pursuing our passions, man. So I'm glad, that you're still rocking, and because like I said before, nobody has a voice like you, bro.
Thank you.
That's like I said, that's true. And it's been true for the last fucking 40 years, right? It's like, it's amazing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Oppressing the Masses turned 35 years old this year too, right?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
So we started the year in UK and Spain and Germany, just playing all the Oppressing the Masses songs.
Wow. Yeah. And a lot of people would say, because the classic lineup did that record as well, that was the sophomore record.
Yeah.
And people would say like, that is like the cusp of Vio-lence. Mm-hmm. Would you agree with that?
Well, because Eternal Nightmare was mostly written, the music by Phil. Rob wrote Calling in the Corner. I write all the lyrics, period. But that Oppressing the Masses records were Rob really had an influence on the input of the music. And I mean, the intro to Liquid Courage, World in a World, there's just a lot of stuff in there. You can really hear Rob's, his sound and his approach to music and writing music. So I think Oppressing the Masses is a really strong record. And we got to record with Alex Perialis, who's like a fucking legend,
For sure. Yeah. For sure. I love that record. I love that record, and I still jam that record. Officer Nice is one of my favorite fucking tracks.
It's on the list.
Yeah. Oh, good. You're gonna play for that. Yeah. All right. Thanks for sharing.
Yes.
Even though we're kind of near the end of the tour,
Yeah.
my boys and I are gonna be out there shooting. I'll be out there videoing, so we're gonna get it and share it with our followers all around the world. I'm happy to see that the band has continued to stay active. And then even after the announcement came out that Phil was kind of stepping out, that the band has continued. Obviously, that's not good news. How did you kind of feel at that point? Were you still adamant about Vio-lence is going to keep going?
Yeah,
or were
he
you
wanted me to shelf the band, but and then
really?
Then we sold out the whiskey in L.A. and he brought it up in the green room after we played, and I was like, no, I'm not shelving anything. I mean, there's so many places, because we never really toured back in the day. So
right.
There's so many places around the world that haven't
Sure.
seen Vio-lence or heard it live.
He wanted you to shelf the band.
He did, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's for him. It's a garage thing that I don't know.
That's kind of mind-boggling to me.
He's kind of a selfish guy.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that.
He even brings it up himself. So.
I didn't want to say that, but I would agree with that, Sean.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of bands who were born of that era, who are coming out and finding success out in the market, are coming on to new gen fans. Like my son could be a Vio-lence fan, and he doesn't know who Phil Demmel is or Rob Flynn is.
Exactly.
But the music, if you guys can go out and continue to play those songs the way they were recorded, then why not?
Well, and I got a great group of guys.
Yeah.
Claudius Kramer's usually with us, but Possessed is in Europe right now.
Right.
And so anytime Possessed plays, we have Toby join us. And he's a great guitar player. He also plays drums. He tells me he plays drums better than guitar. And the group of guys they're all professionals. Ira, Jeff, Nick Souza, Zetra's son, great drummer, great attitude.
Are those dudes in Hatred too or no?
Yes, he plays drums in Hatred.
Hatred's fucking sick, bro.
Yeah, and so it's like I'm happy that I have the guys we have, because now it's finally like, okay, this is my band, and we're moving forward.
Yeah.
And we're taking it to places that people haven't seen it before.
Right.
I look at my Instagram. I'm not constantly on it. I'm not a hound for attention.
Sure.
When we do our tours, you see pictures of, video of live, pictures of us and stuff like that. But in between, you really don't see a whole lot. I don't post a whole lot about stuff. And, that's the kind of the difference. I'm not a social media rock star. I'm just a guy that fucking loves to play thrash metal and,
Well, as an old school fan, you've already established yourself, man. I think people know Sean Killian, they know your voice, and when you do post, they're going to pay attention. The classic lineup, demised in '94. Then you came back. The band came back in 2001 for a couple of years. Why didn't that reunion kind of continue or last?
Well, that's when we actually were writing music at the time. So, we had Perry on drums and Phil, Dean playing bass, me singing, and we had Ray Vegas playing guitar to fill in because Rob was already taken off with Machine Head.
Yeah.
And we wrote some music, and then Rob was like, you know what? He came to Phil and tapped him and said, you want to play? And then Phil called me, and I was like, look, dude, I'm just a guy that loves to play music. You're a musician. So I've never told him you can't do this or you can't do that, because he's filled in for Lamb of God and a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
I've always supported him 100%. But, when he told me that he wanted me to shelf it, that's when I was just kind of like, this relationship, like El Duce would say, this relationship is over.
Wow. That again, and I don't mean to step backwards, but that kind of is really surprising to me, despite taking into consideration the success that he's had now being part of the Carrie King band.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't understand why you wouldn't say, dude, if you have an opportunity to go out there and do things and make some money and play shows and continue the legacy of where I started my fucking career, then go for it. I don't understand it.
It's
weird.
It's an internal thing with him. It's not about me. It's when he started doing interviews. So when we played the Mystic Festival in Poland, Machine Head was playing. So I text Rob, hey man, why don't you play World in the World with us?
Yeah.
Because he always shows up a day before.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck yeah. So we did it.
See, and, come on, if Flynn's gonna go out there and support,
and so then the next week he does an interview with this skank, and then it's just nothing but him talking bad about the band. Man. And I just finally had it with him and told him, man, you got issues, and I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
I'm 61. I don't want people like that in my life. So here we are today, and I'm happy, and the group that I'm playing with are enjoying themselves, and the fans really respond every time.
I think you're taking the right steps forward, my man, because I'm not too far behind you, and I live the same way. Like, keep all the negative shit at arm's length, and I'm not part of it, and I don't want to get involved.
You got to be true to yourself. Before anything.
Yeah. So you alluded to this a little while ago. Who do you have jamming in the Vio-lence band right now?
So we have Ira Black, the guy that's been in so many bands I can't even name them all.
Are all these dudes from the Bay or from different parts?
So Ira's moved all over the place. So he used to be in the Bay. He played with Heathen, and he's played with Lizzie Borden and Dawkins and all kinds of people.
Wow.
Then he went to L.A. and now he and his wife Jessica are in Las Vegas. And then I got Nick Souza on drums.
Wow,
great drummer, good guy.
Cool.
And then on bass we got Jeff Salgado from Psychosomatic. And then today we have Toby Swope with us. He's done a lot of work with, I forget the name of the band, but it's that David Davidson's band. I forget the name of the band. Anyway, but he plays drums and guitar. Revocation. There
Revocation.
You go. But he plays drums and guitar.
Yeah.
Right? So if Nick has something now going on, I can always call Toby and say, hey, I need a drummer. And then Claudius, who's normally with us, Claudius is like 30 minutes from my house. So he and we've been collaborating, working on some new music.
We're going to get there.
Yeah. So anyway, when Possessed has a show, it's like, I'm not selfish. Go play with Possessed because I love Jeff, dude. The guy's fucking.
Oh, man. Jeff fucking. I was going to interview Jeff this past year, and I think something happened. The tour manager fucked it all up for me. Forgot his fucking name.
That happens. Well, that's why. Remembers all the negatives.
Exactly.
But so Toby steps in when Claudius isn't with us.
Sean, as long as you're leading the band, I'm there, my man.
Thank you.
Because again, you're the voice, and people can replicate riffs. So and I've seen video of the new Vio-lence band, and those fucking dudes are thrashing it out.
Yeah, they're shredders.
They're fucking thrashing it out, putting on a good performance for the fans, and obviously all these dudes are fucking fans of Vio-lence from back in the day.
Yeah, Nick's first show.
So they're respecting the music.
Yeah, Nick's first show was the Thrash of the Titans for Chuck Schuldiner and Chuck.
Really?
Kelly,
wow.
Right?
That was a while back.
He was 9 years old.
Wow.
And so the first show his dad ever took him to was to see that show. So he's experienced Vio-lence when he was 9.
Thanks, Zetro.
He was on the right side of the stage. Yeah, he was on the right side of the stage. Zetro. My nephew was on the left side of the stage with my mom.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, so he's got a big respect. And, they respect Phil's ability and Rob's ability and Dean and the original members. They have a respect for the music.
Sure.
As long as they carry that, they'll always.
And the legacy.
Yeah.
The legacy of Vio-lence, yes.
Yeah.
Because you guys were a huge part of the second wave of thrash that came out from the Bay and all of that stuff. So, I mean, Death Angel's still part of that group too.
Forbidden.
So, Forbidden. Craig Lachado, I love you, my man. I want to talk about quickly, Sean, you guys released the brand new music in 2022, the Let the World Burn EP. I was so happy to see that not only that you guys were going to come back and, some bands would say, oh, I'm just going to live off the old cloth. But other bands will say, oh, no, we got to put something new out on the market. You guys decided to put something new in the market.
Yeah.
Another amazing thrash record. How did that music begin to formulate? Were those tracks kind of like songs that were refurbished from the archive, or how did you guys approach that?
No,
EP?
that was all new music.
Wow.
We had songs that were in the archive that we could have used. I might still use them in the future.
Sure.
They're great songs, but this was a brand new record, Phil and I worked hard on. He would bring in the riffs. We'd work hard together to structure the songs, the changes, and all that. Taking maybe 2 riffs and making them one.
Yeah.
The intro riff to "Let the World Burn," and then we pumped through it with new music, because Phil's attitude was like, well, if we're gonna do it, it's got to be now,
Right.
not
Right.
old stuff. So
So
we did that, and I'm pretty proud of that record. It's fucking pretty intense.
It's an intense record, and also you guys kind of were loyal to the traditional Vio-lence sound.
Yeah.
You guys didn't stray or say, "Oh, this is the modern Vio-lence," or
No,
this is it.
Phil was adamant that it had to be. We had to carry on that same vein of our sound.
Where did you guys record, and who engineered that record? Because it sounds great on the stereo.
We recorded Trident Studios with Juan Ortega.
Yeah, Juan, veteran.
Yeah, good guy.
That fucker knows thrash.
Yeah. Well, and then me, when I was recording vocals, it was just me and Juan.
Yeah.
Right. And so we had a great simpatico kind of relationship in the studio. I gave him all the lyrics so he could. And then he'd make some suggestions. Now I'm a stickler about my lyrics, right? So I did a couple tweaks for Juan to make it work better, and because he's got an ear, you know? And then we sent it to Madsen to be mixed, and then Ted Jensen did the mastering. Yeah,
you had a lot of great people working on it.
Multi-Grammy winner Ted Jensen.
Wow. Yeah.
Like I think he mastered the Hotel California.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy stuff. I'm like just a singer going, these guys were working. Christian was in the band too at the time, and so was Bobby Gustafson, another couple great musicians. And they were like, working with, Christian brought us 2. And then, and then it went from 2 to Ted,
Yeah.
But it was a great experience,
Yeah. I want to jump back and talk about Eternal Nightmare real quick.
Mm-hmm.
That record to this day continues to rank among the top thrash metal releases of all time. Does it surprise you?
It does, because we were, I was like 20, maybe 20 when we did the demo, 20 or 21. And, Dean was like, I think 18 or.
Yeah.
So we were young guys, and I never was in a band before, and I heard Jerry Bird had left, because we all worked together at this.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So
y'all were friends on the back end.
So let me tell you this.
Tell me the story.
We worked at this company. I think it was called ASI, if I'm not mistaken, and we took Subarus off of ships, right? And then
y'all are in the bay.
We'd wash them through this car wash to get all the kerosene, to get this stuff that protected them from the seawater off, put mags on them, do all this, send them out on trains. Well, it was me, Dean Dell, Phil worked there, Setro worked there.
Wow.
Christian Testament's bass player worked there.
Right.
I don't remember if Eric Peterson worked there or not, but there was a lot of us there. And so when Dean was like, well, Jerry left the band, and I was like, I went up to Phil, I said, well, I heard your singer left. And he's all, yeah. And I was like, well, fuck, I'll try that, what the hell? He's all, well, have you ever been in a band or so? I was like, no, but I'll give it a shot, So they gave me the lyrics, and they were, So anyway, I wrote my first lyrics were Eternal Nightmare. And that I went and tried out with those new lyrics, and they were like, who the fuck does this guy think he is?
I'm glad that you kind of talk about that, because I've always wanted to ask you, and like I said, again, one of the most distinctive voices in metal, like, how did your style develop?
Through the lyrics. Yeah. So I was never really focused on trying to sound like this or sound like that.
Yeah.
I was so focused on the lyrics, right?
Right.
And so the music's so frantic. So the lyrics and the delivery is frantic to keep up, right?
But you always had that kind of like delivery. It was like la, 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 la,
yeah,
la, 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 la. Like it was like
spitting lyrics,
Wow.
And it just kind of evolved into that, and that's my sound, and I can't change it.
And how
I sound.
What a wonderful thing that developed for you, because being able to establish your own unique sound is a very, as a musician, is a very important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like nobody sounds like
I
you,
never
bro.
tried.
Nobody
It
sounds
just
like
happened
you.
that
Yeah.
way. So I wasn't like going, well, that growling voice.
All right.
No, it's just like, okay, here's lyrics, and I went in and tried out. I didn't even practice them.
Right.
They're like probably mumbling half the time during the tryout.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then 3 weeks go by, I didn't hear nothing, and then Phil says, I saw him at Ruthie's Inn, and I was like, hey, what's going on? He's all, well, Jerry came back, and then a week later, well, Jerry left again, and we have a show at Ruthie's, and we need a singer. I was like, fuck it, I'll jump in. So I wrote 3 more songs of lyrics and mumbled half of them. Chris Contos was right in front of me, smashing his skateboard.
Wow.
There was maybe 50 people in the club.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was trippy.
I've heard so many stories about Ruthie's Inn, and I hear about Ruthie's Inn in a lot of the old thrash metal documentaries that are out.
Yeah,
like the Murder in the Front Row that came out, and so it must have been just an amazing, beautiful time in the Bay.
It was. There was never a weekend that there wasn't some metal, some thrash metal, something being live shows at the clubs. There was a lot of clubs, and it was kind of cool. But Ruthie's was the place. I saw when Slayer came to the Bay Area for the first time. They played the Keystone Berkeley, and I was there with Dean's brother Dave.
So where was Ruthie's Inn? Was Ruthie's?
Ruthie's is in Berkeley.
In Berkeley, okay.
Yeah. And the Keystone Berkeley was gutted. It's like probably some fancy restaurant now. Who knows? But the next weekend, Slayer played Ruthie's Inn.
Yeah.
So when they played the Keystone, they still had that black makeup on.
Right.
And then Gary Holt and those guys gave him a bunch of shit about it.
Yeah.
So when they played Ruthie's, they had no makeup on. But I was sitting on one of the house speakers, so I had a clear view.
Yeah.
And it was just an amazing place. I saw Megadeth there the first time they came back to the Bay Area. I went to high school with Cliff Burton, so a lot of history in that area.
A lot of history, bro. You're part of that history, Sean.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, I lived amongst it, and then it was like, oh, well, fuck. Here's my opportunity. I'll give it a shot, and then here we are.
Just like Bailoff did.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude, being Bailoff, hung out a lot.
Believe it or not,
that's kind of where I got my attitude. I think from mostly him, GBH, and all those Fear and all those punk bands with attitude.
I had an opportunity to experience Bailoff firsthand in like '97. I interviewed Gary Holt. He was here in San Antonio a couple of weeks ago. My boys and I. He was here for like a Fear Fest, like one of those Comic-Con things. They brought him in as a guest. Yeah. So I was telling him, I was like, yeah, man, I interviewed Bailoff in '97 when y'all guys played a gig in Austin, and he was still fucking raging. Even at that time, man. He was crazy.
He was all in, dude. He was not fake. He was exactly what he presented on stage, like Kill Posers and all that. That was him. I've seen him slam some people.
Wow.
Where I was just like, Paul, what the fuck? Why did you even do that?
Chill out.
This poor guy was standing in I forget what band was playing, but the song ended, and this guy's standing in the middle of the pit. He's got a Union Jack fucking tank top on, and Paul just saw him as a poser and came full speed ahead from behind him and just plowed him over. And I was just like, God damn, dude, you really have to do that? But that was Paul. That's the way he lived.
You guys are here, like I discussed earlier, as part of the Act 3 Death Angel tour. I've seen pictures of you online with lots of fans, and people are coming up. How do you kind of feel the show's been going?
Great. They've been going real good. We had a slow night in Davenport, but I think it was like 9 degrees, and it was snowing like crazy. So, and it's not Davenport's not like a big city. So, but everywhere else was we've been having great crowds, great response. And Act 3 is just a great record.
Right.
To see him play it live, and they're so good.
It's crazy.
I'm such a Mark Osagueda is like the quintessential singer of metal.
Yeah.
He's got such range, and he's so cool. He's like a great guy.
He can still pull it off on stage too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he holds some notes, and I'm like, dude, how the hell are you even doing that? I'd be like, call an ambulance.
I think that's why we just saw him outside. He was like working out and stuff. So he's keeping it up, man. That's good for him.
Yeah.
And I saw videos of who'd you say, Rick? Ted Aguilar was like shoveling snow, and Kavastani's out in the fucking snow when y'all guys are up north.
Oh, dude.
Now that's why they're all sick, and we're not doing a fucking interview.
So I had an issue. I was like feeling shitty during that time.
Really?
But now I feel great. You know,
Good,
So, yeah.
good. Don't
It
get
happens
sick,
on
man.
tour, man. You go in and out of this because you're not living your normal life, right?
Right.
You sleep when you can, not when you want.
Right.
You don't have really a cycle,
Right.
daily routine. You know.
Sean, at this point, do you have any plans for 26? Anything planned? Or?
Yeah, we got a couple songs written, and I think I love doing cover songs, punk cover songs. So I got a cover song we're going to record, and we're just going to keep writing. Ira's like got a library of riffs that he's been sending me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So will the sound be the same? Maybe not exactly the same.
Sure.
But a band has to evolve a little bit.
Sure.
We have our thrash classics, like
Sure.
we will always play live, right? You can't. That's the thing. You can't get away.
Of course not.
You try to play new shit in front the whole set and leave the fucking building on your violence.
It ain't gonna fly.
No, motherfuckers.
Not with thrash fans.
They're gonna
Not
be
with thrash
stopping
fans.
you.
Yeah.
We go, what the hell are you doing?
Like you got to keep some of the classics.
Yeah.
in
So
there.
you always
yeah.
play we have the classics, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to try to expand and create some music that that people that is going to have the same like staying power.
Sure. That's great, man. Well, I wish you nothing but the best, Sean, in the coming year. I look forward to new music. You know that I will support it here on our program. I want to thank you so much for sharing all that
Thanks,
you
Rob.
did and your time, sir. Any last words for the people around the world who will watch this interview?
My last words for anyone would be just be true to yourself. Fame isn't to try to be famous is not the goal. The goal is to create and be an artist. And and when we play, and I see it, that the fans respond to that. A fan of metal is not a pop music fan. So metal is like generational. So the kids that listen to Vio-lence or Testament today listen to fucking Black Sabbath, and they listen to Judas Priest. Victim of Changes, and so it's not this music, because I see all these bands today and they all sound the same.
Right.
They're all popular amongst this Gen Z crowd. Which
Right.
I have a lot of Gen Z fans too, but it's like their goal is to get in that stream and ride the wave through.
For sure.
But my goal is not that. My goal is to produce the music that got us here, and then just keep pounding it out, because
Right.
I like the hard stuff. I don't like soft music. I don't like sing-songy stuff. I like punk, heavy shit, New York hardcore, all that good shit. So, for fans out there that love metal, just be true. When you see something that has been constructed, and it is constructed, you know. But when you see something that's true and honest, you'll know even more.
Yeah.
And you'll feel it, in your bones. And I just want to say to my wife, I love you, sweetheart. You're the backbone of my life.
Oh, man, she's a beautiful woman. I've seen
she
pictures
is.
of her.
She's gorgeous.
Jeez, man. Lucky man, relish in life.
Very
relish in
fortunate,
life.
And I got my son selling merch.
Oh, God, really? How old's your son?
He's 22.
Oh, God. All right. Cool. I'll
Go down to the merch booth.
I'll go say hi to
His
him.
name's Seamus.
Seamus. All right. Again, thank you, Sean, so much. Remember, everybody out there, brand new Vio-lence will hopefully come out next year. Look for it. You know that we'll be talking about it here on the program. You saw the man, Sean Killian of Vio-lence, right here on Rob's.
Cheers.